I should never have gone camping alone. I tell myself that every night now, when I close my eyes and the forest comes back to me in my dreams. Those trees leaning inward like watchers, the silence pressing against my skull, the smell of burnt wax and copper on the air. But back then, I thought I was being brave, adventurous. I was wrong. The first day seemed normal. The air smelled of pine and damp earth. My boots crunched the leaves. A thin fog clung between the trees like cobwebs. I felt watched, even then, but I told myself it was just the weight of solitude. I set up camp near a stream. The sun dipped early, swallowed by the tree line. And the dark here, it felt different. Thick, heavy. Not just the absence of light, but the presence of something else. Leave. I laughed nervously, told myself it was just the wind. By the fire, I ate beans straight from the can, waiting for the woods to come alive with crickets, owls, rustling. But nothing came, just silence. A silence so deep it rang in my ears, louder than my heartbeat. I should have packed up then. I should have left. But I didn't. I wandered from camp, lantern in hand, looking for water. The fog thickened. The trees leaned closer, their branches arching like ribs over a carcass. Then my lantern lit stone. A circle. Blackened stones, each one carved with symbols, spirals, jagged runes, shapes that shifted if I stared too long. Melted candles clung to them like tumors of wax. Bones scattered everywhere, piles dangling from branches, some planted upright in the soil like crops. The smell hit me then. Wax, charred hair, and blood. This wasn't a prank. Nobody hauls dozens of bones into the woods for fun. And then, my lantern flickered. For just a second, I saw them. Shadows, darting between trees, too tall, too fast. When I blinked, the woods were empty. I turned to leave, but the path was gone. I tried every direction. My compass spun uselessly. My phone flickered and died though it was fully charged. Every turn led me back to the circle. The silence grew heavier, the air colder. Then came the whispers. Not words I knew, not even a language, just layers of voices rising and falling, like the forest itself was breathing. Leave. Somehow I stumbled back to camp, or at least I thought I did. But when I stepped into the clearing, the circle was waiting. Always the circle. Night fell. My matches wouldn't strike. My lighter sparked once, then went dead. Even the lantern dimmed to a dull glow. I sat inside the circle without meaning to, too exhausted to fight. That's when I noticed the glow. The carvings pulsed, at first faint, then brighter. Red veins crawling like fire through the stone cracks. The bones rattled, the wax dripped fresh, as though the candles had just been lit. And then, the figures came. Tall, twisted, limbs too long, heads crowned with bone or wood. They didn't walk, they glided, jerked like broken puppets. The chanting grew louder, 100 distorted voices roaring inside my skull. I shut my eyes, told myself it wasn't real, but when I opened them, the figure stood just beyond the circle, watching,
waiting. I ran. God, I ran. Branches clawed my face, roots caught my boots, my lungs tore with each gasp. But the forest wasn't letting me go. Every path twisted back, every clearing was the same. Every direction led me home, to the circle. Time broke down, my watch froze, my phone was nothing but a black mirror. And the worst realization hit me like ice in my veins. The candles weren't remnants, they were fresh. The bones weren't relics, they were new. The whispers weren't echoes of the past, they were voices now. I wasn't lost by accident. I had been summoned. The stones burned bright red, the runes blazed like open wounds. The figures stepped into the circle, shadows stretched long, writhing across the earth. The tallest one bent toward me, its face inches from mine. But there was nothing there. No eyes, no mouth, just a void. The chanting surged until my head felt like it would split. And in that moment, I understood. The ritual wasn't abandoned, it was ongoing. And I wasn't just trapped in it. I was the offering. I don't remember what happened next. One moment, the chanting swallowed me. The next, I woke up at dawn, outside the forest, lying by the roadside, clothes torn, hands smeared with wax and ash. People told me I'd fallen, hit my head, that I imagined everything. But when I sleep, I still hear the whispers. And sometimes, when I close my eyes too long, I smell melted candles and blood. The woods called me once, and I don't think they're finished with me yet.